What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. And today it's an absolute honor to sit down with my friend and the legend, Tommy Ceparano. See, I got it right. I told you I practiced it.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I love it, man. So welcome, Tommy, man. What's up?
Thank you, man. How's your Thursday going?
It's going good, man. It's my first proper day without a cast on, so it's a beautiful day, man. You don't
Good.
realize the freedom after you had a cast after 6 months, right? Let's just be
Hear
honest.
you.
Yeah, it's been a long time to do so. But other than that, man, every day I wake up, man, it's a beautiful day, you know.
Absolutely.
At least I always tell myself that. Whether it works out that way or not is a whole nother story, as we all know, right? So
Yep. Yep.
but it's honestly it's been a great day today. What made it even the top of the cherry is the honor to sit down with you, my friend.
I appreciate that. It's always nice to talk to you.
Absolutely, it is, man. So listen, Tommy, we got a lot to talk about. You got a absolute proper mega story. We had talked previously before. You kind of told me a little bit about it, man. But let everybody know, where did it all start for you?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Let everybody know. It's been a long time. Uh, we'll say my very first time that I ever saw a bike, which was not even, I shouldn't even be here right now, was on a 1986 GSXR 750 with no helmet on, thinking I was the coolest thing ever. And then it went from there. So, I joined the Navy, and when I got out of the house, I told myself as soon as I got some money, I was going to buy me a bike. So that's what happened, and it was all downhill from there. We've had bikes ever since, all kinds of bikes. But yeah, and then I was bouncing around the streets for the longest time, popping wheelies, doing all stupid stuff that we all do, wondering how I made it this far. And then one day I got to Jacksonville, and I walked into a Honda dealer to it was a Honda Triumph dealer to buy me a Triumph 955 or 595 at the time.
Yeah,
If
I
you guys
remember
remember
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool bike. I went in there to buy it, and these guys were all looking at me because I had four bikes at the time. I had a GSXR 750, I had a GSXR 600, I had an RF 600, if you remember those,
I
and an
do.
RF 900. So I had all those bikes, and I went in there with the two GSXRs, and I walked in the door and I said, I want that Triumph right there. And everybody came out and they're like, this dude's crazy. He's trying to trade in GSXRs for a Triumph. But I did it. I got it. And, I met the owner of the shop, and he was like, hey, man, are you in the Navy? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the Navy. He's like, you want a job on Saturdays? I need you to bring some guys in here and sell bikes. So that's what I did. Well, I'm in there. I'm in the store. Everybody races motorcycles. I didn't know you could race a motorcycle. I only saw it on TV. I'm like, man. They're like, yeah, we race motorcycles every weekend. So that's how it started. In 1999, I went to my very first Ed Bargy School of Racing at Roebling Roads Raceway. I think everybody in the Southeast started there. And that's how I got my license.
I love it, man. I love it. I want to take it back real quick to the
Yeah.
Navy, man. My I grew up in the Navy. My dad was a fighter pilot, so I'm very well familiar in the art of moving and hurry up and wait. Um, yeah, very well. But man, it's being a Navy brat, because that's exactly what I was, a little brat growing up, right? As
Yeah.
most of us are. Um, you know, tell me what made you decide to join the Navy, and what did you actually do in the Navy?
Yeah. So
And thank you for your service, my friend.
thank you. I appreciate that. So it was strange thing. I graduated high school. My dad, being from Long Island, New York, I came home from school. I was working at the deli. The summer goes by, and he comes in my room one day and he goes, you gonna stay here forever? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you got to grow up sooner or later. So I was like, and I sat there and I thought about it. My grandfather was in the Navy, my in the Army. I have my whole family was in the military at some point. My dad wasn't, but the rest of my family was. So I went down there one day. He didn't think I was going to do it. I went in there, and I knew what I wanted to do if I was going to do it, because that years, those were the Top Gun years. That movie was out, and everybody wanted to be doing it, right? So I joined the Navy, and I was an electrician, right? So I'm thinking this is going to be the best thing ever. They're going to send me to California. Had never been anywhere out of New York. New York was all I knew. So what do? I go to school to Tennessee. I go to Chicago. I go to Tennessee. I go through A school. I do all this stuff. I'm an electrician. I want to go on fighter jets. I want to be on a boat. All this stuff. What did they send me? Brunswick, Maine. 4 hours from the house, and I'm like, really? To the most ugliest plane I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, I want jets and stuff. They sent me to the P3 Orion, the mighty Orion with 4 propellers. It looked like some old airplane. Best thing I ever did, because after I became an AE for a while, I decided I wanted to fly the thing. So at about 21 years old, they liked what I was doing, so they sent me to school. So for 25 years, I was a P3 Orion flight engineer. Sat right between the 2 pilots. You know, I'm a stagecoach driver. That's what they called me.
I
And
love
hey, I still fly the same airplane. So this
I
would have
love it.
been. Yep.
It's you know, flying's I grew up flying. My dad used to take me in little Cessnas at the airport, local airports, and I'd get in and I'd be like, you know, and all this. Never forget it. It was a type of freedom that's different than everything else. It always amazed me when we'd go over like big ponds and stuff, the air pressure difference had come down, the little Cessna,
Yep.
you know. Uh yeah, I learned a lot from my dad. Growing up in the military, it was a great experience. It gave me, I think that's what helped mold me to who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because as a kid you move so much, you know, you
Yep.
just starting to get friends. Next thing you know, your dad comes home after 8, 9 months. He's like, pack your shit. We're leaving in 3 months. We're going here. I'm like, bro, we just literally got here like 5 months ago, right? Like, or whatever. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
again,
absolutely shaped my motorcycle career.
dude,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, at 21 years old, I was in Italy,
Bro, love it.
looking at
Love it.
scooters, going, "Man, that thing is cool." Looking at all kinds of stuff. I seen Jerez. I seen all these places. Going, I didn't know a racetrack could be that beautiful. You know, just watching it on TV, but actually being there, it's an amazing thing.
Absolutely it
Amazing thing.
is. And you know, you being in the Navy, traveling the world is something that is magical in its own self. You know, getting paid
Absolutely.
to travel and learn new cultures and meet new people and the whole food experience and everything. It's I encourage everybody to do it. It's something a beautiful. It's a part of life that unfortunately not a lot of people, you know, get outside of the U.S. and get to travel. So you need to for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, man, I agree, 110%. But yeah, so you know, being in the Navy and then street squidding as we all do, riding wheelies, running from
Oh,
the
I
cops,
quitted it. I was the worst. I was
bro.
tripping over my own tentacles.
Bro, I was there, dude. I was at my so Botetourt County in here in Virginia, where I went to high school from. They used to get search warrants come to my parents' house at like 3 a.m. in the morning because they knew it was me running from them. You know, see if I was home or not. Dude, it was utter fucking shit show. My dad was super fucking pissed, right? He's like, dude, what are
Oh,
you doing, man? You know, I'm like, dude, I'm out here having fun. What are you talking about? He's like, dude,
yeah.
you're gonna kill yourself, and then your mother's gonna fucking kill me, and I'm gonna dig you up, and I'm gonna kill you again, right? So yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, so it all started there, and then of course I went to MMI, and people there in Phoenix were like, "Yeah, dude, we're going to sign up for these track days," and I was like, "Bro, I'm absolutely in. Let's go," you know, and that's where
Yeah.
it all started for me. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I was cleaning it out. It's been several months ago, but I found my very first. I have no idea what my other road racing licenses are, but here's my first 1999 freaking CCS road race license. There it is, number 334, baby. That was my area code in Phoenix.
Yep. You know,
So
we used to. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, it's funny that you have a CCS license because I never had one. I always had a wear license. The guys I was with, they were like, "You don't want to race with CCS. You don't want to do that. Those guys go to Homestead, and those guys go to Moroso, and they've got walls that you can hit and stuff." But I never went to Daytona. You don't want to hit the wall at Daytona. So I never went to those places. I was with Weir, Road Atlanta, the same places, Roland Roads, Talladega, all these places that are just Weir rounds that we went to. It wasn't until recently that I've done Daytona a couple times, 4 times now, and I've been to Palm Beach before it closed, PBIR
yeah,
before it
PBR,
closed down and stuff like that. So now I have an ASRA license, which is CCS. So this is the weirdest thing that you said that because there was those guys, right? I mean, the CCS guys hated the weird guys. Oh, you don't want to race with them. You want to race with us. It's the craziest thing.
it's funny the even though we're all under the same beautiful circus within club racing, you'll have that competitiveness, right? You don't want to exactly what you just said. You don't want to go ride for them guys. They're a bunch of chubs, dude. They can't ride. They're squids. They can't ride. They don't even know how to ride, right? Like it's funny, but we're all in it together, and we all want to see each other succeed and grow, right, and get
Yeah,
faster and happy and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, you're right. It's still like that to this day. Let's just be
yeah,
honest. But yeah, it's funny how growing up, you see one CCS where CMVAR, all that good stuff, and then as the years go by, others merge together and uh, they all come under the same umbrella, and then all of a sudden, the people that were talking shit, they're at the same track together in the same event. So it's kind of odd at first, and then everybody starts to
yeah,
talk and introducing, and then it's like I always say, none of us are strangers, we're friends that haven't met yet, and all that shit goes away. And yeah, I'm here to kick your ass, and we'll make burgers afterwards. So let's
yeah,
go.
absolutely. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. So we got Keith Kelly, man. What is up, Keith, bro? He says, I, Tommy in the house, such a knowledgeable and humble dude. Yes, he is.
Hey man, how's that BMW treating you?
Bro, dude, I know, right? I'm super excited for him. Getting that BMW, and he's super fast. So and then we got Alex. What is up? He says, I'm here.
Alex, what's up, buddy? I just seen him not too long ago.
So how did you and Alex meet?
Probably at one of my events, if I recall. At the event, my endurance classic event. People show up the first year and they didn't ride. Certain people didn't ride. They just came and they were like, "Damn, I should have rode." And now they're like, "I got to come back and ride." So I got to keep making this race go on so everybody can ride. That's the plan.
So uh I want to ask you this, growing up, getting into the Navy, doing track days, getting into racing, how did this whole endurance classic, how did all this come together?
All right, so we started out. Back in the day, the endurance racing started. The guys I was with, they endurance raced. I always sprint raced and I always helped them out. I'm like, man, I can't do that. It's too much. It's too much track time. Plus, he didn't have the money. I wasn't around all the time to do the series. Always deploying and all this stuff. So I just did the sprint races when I could sprint race, and as the years went on, we realized that it was the best bang for the buck is to endurance race. Like you need to endurance race. So it wasn't until recently that I actually endurance race. Most of the time, I'm just on the crew helping, and I'd sprint race. But at Jennings, we've had the event before. There was an event in like 2015 that was little bike only that went around and it did multiple races. And I was there one day because I could control ride there, and they're like, "You should put that event on." And I'm like, "Are you going to let me?" The biggest thing is there's really no racing at Jennings. So I told him, I said, I had this idea that if I can do it here, I would do it so everybody can enjoy it. That I would want people to learn how to race. I don't want just like a bunch of racers showing up. So I decided that if you did it, the minimum thing you would need would be just a race license. If you just came and took, even if you took the class at our weekend, we'd let you ride and we'd teach you, and you'd get 3 events, forward and reverse, 2 3 hours, and then a 5 hour. It's a lot of riding, right? It's a lot of riding. You get all that, you can learn all how to endurance race, and then you can decide if you want to be a racer or not. So I made it very simple. I didn't want to make a lot of rules. I didn't want to have it so people were going to show up and all these big time names show up, which is great, which I love, and they always help. But there's always that person that I always see that's always either a little skeptical of doing it, for one, or two, it's too much to do. It's like too much going on. I can't do that. Or I don't have the bike. It's always one of those easy things that me and you would know that that's no big deal. So the idea is to make it comfortable for people to show up and ride. And I gave them, you give them tons of practice. Friday is, everybody says I'm crazy, but if you're signed up for the race on a Friday, as long as you're on the team, that bike can run around in that practice session. Whoever's on that team, the 5 people, if you paid the race, you get that practice session. Like all 5 people can ride. You're like, man, that's a lot of riding. It is a lot of riding, but I want you to come. There's no excuses to not come. So the idea was to get more people into the sport because believe it or not, I love track days and I love being around the racetrack. And you know this, you've raced before. A track day only goes so far. A little bit of time in a race can never be filled by a whole day riding on at a track day. There's just something about a race in the 6 laps that you go or the 8 laps that you do that can't be fulfilled by riding 10 sessions in one day. It just doesn't do it. It's just something that everybody needs to experience. And if it's too much for you, then well, you learned it with me. You're not getting run over. You're not getting kicked off the track. You're not getting stressed out. You come and ride with me. But every person that's been there that's never raced before. As a matter of fact, at Roebling not too long ago, a guy came up to me. I didn't even remember him. He came up to me and said, "Hey, I took your class. Do you remember me taking the school at the classic?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because you got a lot of people." "Yeah, I remember." He's at Roebling. He's like hooked, like winning all his races. I mean, he's like, "I should have done this a long time ago." That's what I'm trying to do.
Love it.
That's the
I love
point
it.
behind it.
And you've been very successful at doing it too as well.
We're trying. I mean, the idea is not to. I know it sounds crazy. I mean, I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it to promote the sport. I mean, I'm not gonna be some big race team somewhere. I mean, I'm here doing it on my own dime because I love to do it. I would love to see more people do it. And we've seen. I'm old enough, and you're getting old enough to know we've seen it do this in our sport, and it's just not good. I mean,
Oh,
Joe
too well.
Roberts, the only guy. Come on,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
we can do better.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down to
Yes.
for sure,
Um,
right?
but this is where it starts, right? On the
The
flat tracks, on the club racing, on the mini
That's it.
tracks, dirt motocrossing. I mean, this is where it starts.
It
So,
is, and it's same. I'm the same as you, right? Except for I do a podcast, just trying to help the sport grow.
yeah.
Doing it different than everybody else is doing it. So, yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing. Everything I've heard, I've reached out to a lot of people, talked about obviously your endurance race, and everybody I've talked to absolutely loves it. It's a great thing. So once all this started and it started taking off, have you changed it and molded it from
Uh,
year to year?
well, this being the second year, we tried. You know what? I'll be honest with you. The first year went off so well, like perfect. I was like, man, this is easy. I got this. Year 2, nothing but problems. Like right to the end, not right to the weather. I don't know if you knew about the weather. It was like the storm, that winter storm in January that had snow all the way in Florida. Well, that was my race weekend. That Friday, people were traveling through that. I didn't know if anybody was going to show up. And I had already, I already have to pay the track and these people. I got vendors coming. Stick Boy drove all the way through all that, Mark Tin from down south, he came. I mean, all these people came. The Continental, Eric from Daytona. He didn't know if he was going to make it. He had people and supplies. Derek Stickboy had to stop at the supplier and pick up Dunlop tires. He didn't have to do that. I mean, these guys are like us. They want to give back to the sport. They want people to ride, race, and advance.
And have
So,
fun.
yeah, it was not even close to being easy. This year was bad. It wasn't bad. It was a great race. It was just hard, very hard, very hard.
It's like a typical track day or race weekend or club race or whatever. It's you have this envision in your head of how it's always going to go or how you envision it to go anyway. And yeah, if you're right, the first couple of times you show up, yeah, you absolutely murder it. And the time you're like, yeah, I'm pumped, I'm doing this, this is gonna be good. And this, you show up and it's just shit. You're like, I can't believe this is even happening. Are you kidding me right now? But that also helps you grow stronger as a person too, and yeah, stick through it and come through it. It's and you learn a lot. You learn more than you realize you learn at the time, especially when you have time to sit back and think about it. You're like, you know what? Um, I'm glad I did what I did, and this is what I learned from it. Now moving forward, I know. Well, you never know what to expect, but if shit like that happens again, I'm kind of a little prepared for it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, the computer thing alone, we've already talked about. Says I got this guy. See, I got this guy. I got a guy, right? His name's Dale Schoenfeld, right? He didn't ask for nothing from me. He's like, hey man, he helps me control ride, and we ride together. Our boys ride together. He's like, I'll help you. And I'm like, Dale, you know what you get yourself into here, right? Because you're my guy. Because he's the computer guy. Well, dude's amazing. He got the old timing and scoring up. I mean, he made a website. I mean, all these things that we had. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have gotten as far as we did. So it's this people like that love the sport. And he's like, look, I'm doing it because I like what you're doing. So they're helping me. TST Industries, I don't know if you saw the video. They made that video because they wanted to help advance the sport. He did it. Oh, Bart did it all. He's like, hey, this is what I'm going to do for you. The vendors show up. We're just going to come and show up. So I hope people see that how much we care about it and how much we really want it to advance. And, you get the right people riding the event, then the younger people show up and then they start hanging out with us. And the next thing you know, Alessandro was there ripping it up, just hanging out with us, having a great time. Julian was there, Avery was there, Ella was there. And, some people were like, oh man, there's pro riders there. I mean, if you just sit down with these kids and talk to them, you'll just see that there's kids that love the same thing you love, and they go fast and want to go fast just like you do. So, I think it's a good meld of young and old and people enjoying it. And that's why people keep coming back.
I love it, and you just said it. There's everybody you just named is absolute legend of the sport, right? They're all the future legends of the sport, and have them come up and show up. I could see where I remember one of the big guys I was racing with back in the day was Mark Ledesma, and that's all I heard about Mark. Mark, he's so fast, this and that, right? And you hear it, and when you do show up and you see him, you are intimidated. You're not going to lie, right? Because the stigma that's done built up around it. I can see where people feel like that, but like you said, at the end of the day, everybody, they're human just like me and you, right? They love and they hate stuff, and they like food, dislike certain foods. They're just normal people. They just have that ability that we're trying to wrap our head around, which is going proper mega fast on a motorcycle and making it look easy, and it's not easy at all, right? So, and they never told us how broke we're going to be along the way, but yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful when
I forgot about Isaac, Isaac Werworth, he's a little jokester, man. The kid's running around, joking around and stuff. People are like, look at this kid, man. He's having a good time. The kid's enjoying himself, right? That's what I like to see. Those are the things. He's not all hyper focused on. He's having a good time and going fast. It's amazing to watch.
It is. Word of advice: don't never give Isaac your phone or DeMario, because when they're together, bro, dude, I get my phone back. Where was we at? I think it was Jersey, and he's like, dude, I need to borrow your cell phone. I'm thinking, should I do this? Okay, here you go. However long it comes back, he hands me. He's like, thanks, man. I was like, yeah, man, no problem. I'll see you later. Whatever. I was doing something. Then later on at the hotel, I pick up my phone. I'm going through my photos. I was like, son of a bitch, dude. They did all these goofy selfie photos, and I sent them both a text. I was laughing. It's hilarious. But you're right. That's, when you have people like that in the paddock that bring that positive energy and that carefree, right? It's what it is. It's that carefree. I love life. I'm living it. Feel the energy. Let's freaking go. It makes everybody around them want to participate and have a good time too as well. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's fun, and hopefully we can continue it. It'd be nice. I'm excited about it. I up to it. You know how it is. You put on events you hate it right up to the point where it goes off, and then you're like, okay, I can relax now. It's all that time up to that it's stress, total stress. Anyway, that's the classic. That was this year.
Look, man, it's funny you say that, because you're right. It's just like me. I get anxiety and all this buildup coming up to the podcast, and it's like I got to pee 15 times and pacing the house. And my wife's like, dude, did this like 300 some times. You're good. And I'm like, but it's like riding. It's part of the journey, right? It's that anticipation, the whole buildup. And as soon as me and you sit down together, all that instantly goes away, and it's just natural, just like throwing a leg over a bike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome, man. I love it. Keith says the Ceparano endurance trophies are 20 times better than any race or plastic plate. Do you see it, Chris? And no, I don't see it. You have a trophy in the background, Tommy?
Here, no,
Yeah.
we have it.
Oh, did I
Give
see
'em
it?
away.
No, I did not, Keith.
I buy them and then I give them away.
I love it. I love
Actually,
it.
Mark King got a good one this year. He was the one with the piston and the rod,
Yep, I seen
and
it.
then
Yep.
I had some spark plug ones, and then Mayhew Tools gave away a bunch of tools, man. Alessandro's holding this crowbar because they gave us away a crowbar. You know, one of the big ones for like. He's like holding this crowbar. I'm like, man, I wish I would have won that, man. That's awesome. I
I
said,
go
hold
like
on to that,
that.
man. When you're 50, you're gonna be like, man, that crowbar is awesome.
It came in handy a lot of times too. Yeah, it's yeah, man. I love it. You know, again, what you're doing for the sport's absolutely amazing, and you absolutely will be successful 110%. I'm super excited about it too. Like I said, everybody I've talked to is nothing but absolute proper mega good vibes. Everybody speaks about you and your whole classic event. Which is awesome. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of endurance racing anyway. Like you said, I tell dude, it's the best bang for the buck. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
Plus, I see it as too. It's like, me and you are two different sizes, we're two different weights, our riding styles are they might be similar. Who knows? They might be completely fucking different. The clip-ons, the brake clutch lever angles, look, all that's got a part to play. So you set up a bike, you learn to ride a bike fast that's not set up specifically for you, which makes
Yep.
you a better rider. Even at the time, you don't realize that you're adjusting your body to get the best out of that bike and make it feel comfortable for you to be able to push, right? And by you doing that self unconsciously, you're becoming a better rider by it, right? And then you'll start to notice you're doing different stuff on the bike, or somebody will point at your teammate, be like, "Dude, I noticed you're doing this and it's going." You're like, "No, I'm not." Yeah, you are, right? And that's part of that um, self transition into adapting yourself to the bike. That's one thing that I've felt that progressed me a lot was instead of chasing these setups, these suspension setups, which is a lost fucking art by itself. Let's just be honest, like telemetry and all of the squiggly lines. I'm like, yeah, okay, one's blue, one's yellow, one's orange. Who cares? Right? We do care. But what my point is I like to keep everything simple,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I find too that the more that I change my body position and the way I approach the corners on this certain bike, I actually got better and it felt better versus me being a dog chasing my tail in a circle and people coming by like, look at this dude right here. And I'm just, my hair's all crazy, grease everywhere. Just, mad scientist around a bike. You've been there, I already know.
Yeah. Did you see this? Chris Parrish said those kids are slow. Old guys rule.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Chris is an
That's
absolute legend.
that's a proper fast old guy or older guy, I should say, because I'm the old guy. He's
Yeah.
just older.
Man, listen, I always love seeing Chris and Beth. I met them 2 years ago in person. Was chasing him, trying to get him on the podcast. Him and Beth finally sat down with me, and it was like over 2 hours. We're taking shots, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I wear his shirt, dude. I give him a shout out on the podcast all the time, man. It's I love helping all my friends in this sport, doing what they do. And that's helps our sport grow exactly what you're doing. So it's a beautiful thing. Chris, you're right. These kids are slow. Old guys rule. Keith Kelly said, "Yes, the Piston Trophy. I did. I seen pictures of it on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So, moving forward to 2025, man, what's going on with the Endurance Classic? When is it? How people can sign up and all that good stuff?
Well, we're gonna have the dates again here shortly. Jennings GP is finalizing their schedule. I'll be putting it out shortly. This year, I'm going to start early so people can plan even further out. The first year we had like 3-4 months to plan. Then the second year we had like 6 months. Now we're going to try and do it like as soon as I get the dates, we're going to have the website up and people can sign up. I want to give people ample time to sign up and be ready. So that's the plan. Usually it's the weather that Well, the first year the weather was amazing. Like I said, the first year went off without a hitch. This year was the weather. It was travel. It was all kinds of things. Anyway, it's going to get better next year again. And we still had fun. It was cold, but we still had fun.
Of
Like
course, it's
Bart
motorcycles.
wasn't. Bart showed up, and they were like, "Ah, we're not going to ride because it was cold. You don't want to bin up a brand new bike in the cold." He wanted to test, but there comes the draw. You put all this work into it. I understand. So I was just glad he was there. Making the
Oh,
video was pretty awesome.
listen, nothing but love for Bart and everybody at TST. He is absolutely amazing. I finally met him at Daytona. Of course, it's always nothing but big hugs and laughs and giggles. And I always wish that I had more time at the racetrack to actually sit down and do this right for a while. Unfortunately, we all know how busy the racetrack is. Everybody's got a
Yeah,
schedule and certain shit they got to do, whether it's media or blah blah blah, that good stuff that goes along with it. But yeah, we exchanged shirts. He gave me a shirt and a hat. I gave him one of my shirts, and yeah, I've been rocking the shit out of that hat, man. I was like, man, should I wear the TST hat tonight? I was like, man, I don't wear it like on a couple podcasts. Let me put the old valet hat on tonight. So
yeah,
I'm rocking that. My boy Sammy Halbert was just announced. Congratulations that he's actually going to defend the FIM World Championship
yeah.
this year in flat track.
Whammy
So
Sammy.
slamming dude, he's absolutely amazing. I finally got to hang out with him at Daytona too as well. Went to the flat track race, which is
Yeah,
freaking uh
yeah. Daytona was busy. You know,
it was. It really
I didn't
was.
even ride. I was there helping. You know, uh, that's the other thing I like doing. I like the people I met like Chris and I don't know if you know Joseph Bittner. He did really well this year in the Daytona. I like being around guys that are truly passionate about racing, and I lend a hand because I see them succeed sometimes without them seeing it. Joseph's one of those guys, man. I'm like, man, you're fast, dude. You need to do. I think if you do this or this, you'd be even faster. And then he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, dude, do it. So he does it, and he gets faster. I'm like, this is amazing. At Barber, he did really good. So he's just getting faster and faster and faster, and I love to see it. Especially because he's not a youngster. He's got a job. He's got kids. He's got a wife. He shows up in a like Chris. He's got a little trailer and toy hauler. He's got one bike, and he's just prepared. You know, and you lend a hand, and I love seeing that stuff.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's where I have fun.
It's part of our beautiful circus. I say it all the time, right? There's nothing like being in the paddock anyway. Let's just be honest. Showing up, seeing all the RVs and the bikes and the smells and the energy. It's always a magical place to be. I love helping everybody out too. I actually helped Eddie K out at the 200 this year. We
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
qualify, but still the whole experience is my first time at the 200, which is it's just like any track time you go to, you see it on TV show up, you're like, holy shit, turn on, it's fucking intense, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
it looks like it's like this on TV. You get there, it's like this. You're like, are you kidding me right now?
yeah.
Yeah, and just being there in person, man. It's again, it's we all get excited when we watch the racing on TV, but when you're there, the energy, the atmosphere, the smells, it's all full circle, right?
Yeah.
It's always better in person.
Well, see, this is a good part about it. So I know you did this too, but you got some time with the man. I was going from the garages all the way down at the end, where us normal people are. I'm going down to pit road, so because Joseph was going out to do qualifying, and I'm like, guess who's standing there all by himself with his hands in his pocket? I'm like, man, that's Keanu Reeves, man. And my friend that's riding hooligans is talking to him. I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta stop. But I stop and I'm like, hey, it's John Wick, and I'm like, I gotta go. And I left. I shook his hand. He's like, hey, how you doing? And I left because racing comes first. But you got to spend some time with him. I saw.
Uh, it was I smile because I'm such a huge fan of Keanu Reeves growing
Yep.
up. I loved all his movies. It was weird because when I approached him, like I was like a little kid. I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
fuck with me
smile. I
right
couldn't
now,
stop smiling. I'm like,
bro, dude." It was like this. He's one of the very few people on the planet besides Michael Dunlap that on my bucket list, like I must meet,
yeah,
right? And he's standing there, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, you gotta be kidding me right now! Like, just be normal. Don't be this little schoolgirl like the inside wants to be right
Yeah.
now." It's funny because when I approached him, I was like, "What's up, Keanu? I'm Simcoe. I know you probably hear this all the time. Johnny Utah." He says, "Damn, you taking it back." I was like, "Bro, I'm a huge fan, right?" And then all of a sudden, I just switched on to what I normally do, just talk about motorcycles, and I invited him on the podcast. His manager took all my info, all that good stuff. But it was weird because it was like as I'm looking into his eyes, the, half of me was going, "You're fucking talking to Johnny Utah? Are you kidding me right now? John Wick, Neo, like what?"
Yeah.
The other half of me is like in this podcast mode, but the whole world come to like this almost standstill. Like even the people around me, and because I'm real big into peripheral vision, because we ride and we race and we do all that. So peripheral is something I always tend to work on, right? So I noticed everybody around me and everybody just kind of stopped at a standstill. And as soon as I turned like this and I took one step and went fast forward again, and I was like, did that just fucking really happen? Like, I had to pull up my phone and look at it, and I was like, "I really got a picture with Keanu Reeves, dude. It's fucking good. Let's go!" Right? Yeah, man. It was. He's everything that everybody always says he is. Cool,
Yeah.
laid back. Just the average guy, just like me and you, right? He's
Yeah.
just got this natural ability to transform himself into characters that we grow up loving and cheering for. So, yeah, man. It's good to see people like that in the sport too, Tommy. It's good for us. It's good for the whole sport in general.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people came just to. I mean, you walk past there. How many times you walk past there? There was like anytime he was out there, there was people there, and that's awesome. They want to see his bike, want to meet him. I mean, that's exactly what we need. I mean, the year before, I was doing the same thing. I'm on the scooter and I'm riding and I'm going and I'm trying to get the pit lane and I stop and I'm like, "Hey, Peter Hickman." He's like, "How you doing?" I kept on going. I gotta go. Those are like how I meet people.
That's funny, man. Huge fan of course, Peter Higman. Fortunately, I got to spend some time with him at BSB in 23 when I went out there, hung out with him at a shop. Met his dad throughout the whole race weekend. Every time he come by, he'd give me a fist pound, and I'm like, again, I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, is this really happening right now? Like,
Right?
when I got on the grid, bro, I'm like, "What's up, Pete?" And he's like, "What's up, dude?" Gives me a thumb up and a fist pound, and I'm like, I could just die right now, and I'm good. Like, I'm good, right?
Yep. Yeah.
But talking to him and meeting him and having human conversations with them. Again, we already said this. You realize that they're just like me and you. They love the sport just like we love the sport, right? They just have this uncanny ability to make it look easy, but it's not easy, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, everybody brings their own aura, their own feel, their own unique angle to the sport too, as well. And I think that's where you become fans of certain people and not fans of certain people and all that good stuff. So I'm just a fan of everybody. I love the whole sport. When I was a when I was still am Valentino Rossi nut. I miss him so much, but that was die hard. Like you couldn't tell me shit. I'm like, nope. I want to hear it. Valentino this, Valentino that, blah 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 blah. Once he retired, I stepped back and I was like, dude, I was kind of an idiot. Not that I was such a fan of his, but that um I didn't recognize or value the other people that was racing with him too at the time and what they brought to the table and their different perspective and energies too as well, right? So after he retired, what I'm saying is I step back and I focus on everybody now instead of just one certain person,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Which opened my eyes to a lot of different things too in the sport too as well. It's just like anything, gets so hyper focused on Tommy and this endurance race, right? Everything else just kind of goes to shit. And then once you step back out of that realm, it's you notice different things. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just a fanboy. And
It's
go
it's
ahead,
funny
Tom.
how you meet people.
It
I
is.
mean, I got stories. I
It
got some
is.
stories how I met these people, and I'm
Well,
like,
let's hear some. Let's
all
hear
right,
some.
all right.
And
So
listen, was saying that you got to tell me about Qatar.
I will. All right.
Uh,
So that one I'll tell you right now. So I was in the Navy, and the first place I went was Italy, and we went to that was the Gulf War. So they sent us to uh, Bahrain and places like that, and Qatar. Well, they just opened the racetrack, and I'm there, and I don't know nothing about Qatar. Right? I'm there, and they're like, Did you know there's a F1 track down the road? And I'm like, F1 track. And I'm like, okay. I'm walking around town going to get something to eat, and these posters are everywhere. And I'm like, man, that's Valentino Rossi. Have you ever seen the original 2004 poster?
Mm-hmm.
That was the bike where he had the pastel stuff. That was the poster that was posted everywhere. So I'm like, man, I got to get me. I couldn't go to the race, but I'm like, man, I got to get me one of those posters. Never got one. Well, a buddy of mine flew too. He went there right after me. He found out I get a poster. He framed it for me and everything. I got it to this day. Where, like, the results on the bottom. He had it framed and everything. It's amazing. So that was my guitar, and I was so close. I almost never got to see it up close, but now I see it. I'm like, man, I was there. 2 miles away, but I was there.
I was in the
awesome.
same space. Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
man. It is. I
And
bet.
then,
did you see it from afar? Because it's a
I
big
could
track
see
with all the lights.
yeah, that was when they ran it during the day, and it was
Okay.
blistering hot, like 1,000 degrees outside. But now when you go back, you can see the lights at night. They light them up, and it places. I mean, it lights up the sky. It's an amazing place. Amazing. It's 20 years old this year, right? Or 20? Yeah, it's 20 years old this year. So
which is crazy to think
yeah,
about.
it's nuts. Yeah. So when I came in, I bought that 595. The guy I met that became one of my best friends ever is Stephen Breckenridge. I don't know if you know him.
Steve, yeah.
Valentino.
There he is. Rossi, what's up, buddy?
What's up? When you're done, can you go to the store and give me a soda?
Yeah, when I'm done, I'll take you to the store and get you a soda, Bubba. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. High five. I don't need no water. I got some. I appreciate you.
Well, Steve's like, hey, man, he took me to my first race, took me to school. He's like, man, I grew up with this guy. I don't know if you know him. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you ever hear of Josh Hayes? And I'm like, I kind of know who that is, right? This is early on, like when he was Valvoline, Emgo Suzuki and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Well, years go on. We go down there. I meet him. We go to Daytona. He wins Daytona on the 750, and then he goes Bruce Transportation and all these things. Well, now he works for Honda, and we got him to come up to Jacksonville to hang out with us and eat dinner, right? So I'm thinking about what I'm going to say to this guy, and I'm like, man, this guy's a pro racer. Man, he's an awesome dude. Now, what am I going to say to this guy? So we're sitting at dinner, and I'm like, hey, Josh, when people talk to you, is it in time delay? Because you're so damn fast. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, he's already hearing it, and then it's like my mouth is moving, and it's already been said. So I remember that forever. Like, every time I see him now, I'm like, man, time delay. It's in time delay. Because I see him, every now and again at the racetrack. We talk for a minute, and I just can't. I mean, the man just won. He's 50 years old. He just won a race.
Legend.
I wish I could be that way.
Legend, dude. That's what it goes to show too, is love and passion for the sport, and still wanting to be super competitive. One thing that I find, I've always wanted to ask somebody that's been that high up and that just walks away from racing, like, how hard is it to deal with emotionally and physically and mentally and all that stuff, right? It's got to, but again, he always gets back to the sport. He's there all the time, and I mean, well, you can't say nothing about. He's a legend. He wins. He's 50 years old, right? But age is just a number. It's all right here in the head anyway. Super fit, super strong and devastatingly fast. So,
I think he's able to walk away and come back because he is just like you and me. Yep. Like if you're just walking through the pits, man, he talks to everybody. Every kid that walks up to him, like, hey, I mean, he's never changed. He's never he's always the same dude. Gets on motorcycle, goes fast. He still goes to weird endurance races. I mean,
I know, dude. He's one of the a prime ambassador for the sport. 100%.
Absolutely.
I remember I was in Road America. What was it? Was it last year or the year before? And I seen my buddy Riston Grigg, big shit out to Riston. And he's like, man, did you finally bring my shirt? I was like, I did. I'll be right back. I'll go get it. He's like, yeah, I mean, just come on in the trailer. You ain't even got knocked. I was like, all right. So here I come flying through the paddock, pull up, open up the door, and him and Josh Hayes are sitting there. And I guess Josh is going over some stuff. And the look on Josh's face is like, who the fuck is this guy that just walked in your fucking trailer, right? And I was like, here you go, Riston. Here's your shirt, bro. I'll holler at you later, and just kind of shut the door and was like, bro, I just got this look from Josh Hayes. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Josh has always been. I remember Rossi was 3 when I took him to his first race at VIR, and I was like, Rossi, you got to take a picture with Josh. And he just kind of looked at me like, Rossi was the type of kid he never loved to be held but by his parents. So you try to pass him off to somebody, it was kicking and screaming. So I tried to pass him off to Josh, bro. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. Put it that way. Yes, I got pictures of Rossi like trying to climb out of his arms and crying, and Josh is just cheesing, and I'm cheesing too. Like, this is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Danny Eslick. I got a picture with my son and Danny, and he was all fist pounding him and all this in line and making faces at him. But as soon as Danny picked him up, all hell broke loose. It was just, yeah, so fucking hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, we used to go when we went to I went to the GNF one year, way back in the day. He was still on Valvoline. Get out there, dude, be gone. 1 lap to go, dude, pulling the pits. Just pulling the pits. Why? Because he didn't need to win that Weir race. He let somebody else that was there all year win that Weir race, that had the points lead. He didn't need to be the guy. He went out there, just pulled right in. I'm like, look at this guy. That is awesome, man.
Legend,
dude is like trying to get this championship or whatever, wants to put down 81. Let him win. Not let him win, but you know what I mean? It wasn't his fight to win. It was somebody else's that was there trying all year. I was like, man, that always stuck with me. I was like, I recently did that. I was like, I went to a race and I was beating the guy that was leading the championship. I was there just to practice. I just went to rolling to practice. So I pulled in. And I'm like, I don't need to win this race or come in second or whatever. Let this guy get his championship. And I just remember that, and it always stuck with me. And I finally did it. And I was like, well, at least closer, faster to do it. I let it, I did it. And I was like, man, that felt pretty good.
Yeah, dude, it speaks volumes of who you are deeply as a person too, and you're self-aware of. I don't want to say this, not being in the limelight all the time, but taking away from something from somebody that's worked so hard to get there, and you really had nothing to do with it, and you realize that, right? Where some other people would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this race regardless. Who gives a shit what championships going on, right?" Because we have those people in the paddock. But you realizing that you and Josh pulling off, man, it speaks volumes of who you are as a person. And those are the type of people that, like with Bison, right? That's why I love Robert and Tasha. And I believe in their products. Of course, everybody knows I'm a Bisoner, which big plug, bisontrack.com. People, get you a full custom suit. It's 2025. Love yourself. Take that off the rack suit, make a purse, make a backpack, give it to your loved one. Bisontrack.com. But my point is that as you get younger in life, is what I always say, you find yourself that you still want to spend time with people, but the people that you want to spend time with are more valuable. Like your time's more valuable, if that makes sense, right? And Robert and Tasha are the type of people that I want to be friends with outside of the racetrack too, as well. Like I would fly out there and spend the weekend or week with them or whatever, right? Those are the type of people that make the world go round, and their love and commitment for the sport is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I love it, man. And then we got another legend in the house. Everybody knows I talk about Michael Carrera and Juju and SFL Mini GP all the time. The man, the myth, and the legend is here now. He says Tommy is an amazing person. Love that dude. Mini GP dad as well. Facts.
Yep, that's where we started with my son. I showed up one day and they were like, "Come on," made me feel at home.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Pulled the pin and it was all over from there.
So let me ask you this, Tommy. Being a dad like me, of course, when my wife was pregnant, of course, I was like, we're having a boy. My wife was always like, I don't care what we have as long as it's healthy. And I'm like, nope, we're having a boy. Like, that's it. It's a boy. That's what it's going to be. Of course, I had this big vision. Oh, next MotoGP star and all that. He's into bikes, but he's not really into bike. Nowhere near like me. But you being a dad too, and having a son, is that something that you kind of envision too for him as well? And obviously introducing him to bikes.
I did, and my story is weird with Charles. That I didn't want to be forcing it on him, right? You know how we get like that. And I was lucky enough to be when I was younger. I played football and lacrosse and all this stuff. I forced the football on him, right? So hey, you're gonna play Pop Warner, all this stuff. You're gonna have something. So when you go to high school and middle school, you have something other than just being in school. You meet people and you do things. Well, that put a backseat to motorcycles for me. The last race I had done with Weir was 2008, and then I didn't get on the bike again till 2019 almost. So those years were the years Charlie was growing up, and we had to put that aside because it was football, lacrosse, these things.
You're a needy fucker.
That was my wife, y'all. It's good. I'm not in trouble. Because my son left my door open. I see it in my camera, so I text my wife. I was like, "Hey, will you please shut my door?" And then y'all heard what she said. I'm a needy fucker. It's a fact.
Well, he came to me and asked if he can try, road racing. I was like, yeah, whatever. So I looked up. That's how I found Michael on Korea's like, mini GP. So I'm like, okay. Bought him, of course I got to go all out because it's stuff I wanted, right? So I buy NSR 50, right? I still got the thing. I'm like, I'm going to get this NSR 50. Get this kid leathers, get them all on this thing, bring him to the parking lot. And he's like, he's a football player. He can barely fit in these leathers. His belly's out to here. He tries to climb onto this thing. It's the weirdest thing ever, right? He's like, oh, Dad, I can't ride this thing. He hates it. So that's how I got into that. But once he learned how to ride the bike, I didn't have to do anything. He just did it. And it's being around the other kids that love it, and and the adults that are excited about it, having kids there, it sparked it in him again. I mean, he progressed right through all the way to Junior Cup, and that's when I started being that dad again. And I think I progressed him too far. I pushed him too far too fast. Because we had a very interesting first year. A couple of hospital rides that probably were due to me.
Well, tell us about it, man. How'd that first year go?
Well, in Junior Cup, it didn't go well at all, and I should have had the signs when I brought him to Road Atlanta on the 400 for the first time, because that was where the first race was going to be, and the bike wasn't fully set up, and I let him ride it, and he crashed it there. He hit his head pretty hard there, and I was like, man, because and part of this is when you're dealing with a 14-year-old, they see the level of caliber of rider that's there. Even at that track day, there was all Moto America guys there, and he's like, I didn't put two and two together that he was going to be in the paddock with the same kids. Like Avery was there, all these kids that are fast, and I didn't see the signs. Like I didn't put the brakes on him, and that should have been my sign when he crashed that first bike, and I had to take him to the doctor. And no, I just kept on going. We got the bike ready, and we showed up to Road Atlanta that first year, and literally the first practice session. I mean, him and Avery were both on the ground like that. First practice session, turn 10, they were both on the ground. Low sides, easy crashes. I'm like, okay, it's over with. The rest of the weekend is going to be great. Oh no. Qualifying, he was on the ground. I'll show you that picture one day. And then finally, we went through like 3 airbags, and then I still didn't question myself. Like, I'm like, should I put him back on the motorcycle? Steven was like, let's just calm him down. It's just things you can't foresee until you see it up front and close and personal. Well,
and sometimes even then you don't see it.
Correct. And then race 2 was a big one. It was a big off. It was a scary one. And that's when I had to put the brakes on and say, look. And I didn't even know this. He was getting on it. Later he tells me all this. Oh, Dad, you gave me this beautiful motorcycle and you brought me here and you did all this stuff for me. I just didn't want to tell you that there was something wrong with it. I mean, I got all the best stuff. He was learning that just because you take all the best parts and you throw it on a motorcycle doesn't mean it's going to be the best motorcycle. Right? He's learning all this stuff, and I failed to help him along in that aspect. So when I saw it start happening to other kids in the paddock, like other dads struggling, I didn't care. I just went over there and said, look, this is what happened to me. Don't let it happen to you. If you need anything, you come over and you get it from me. I don't care. Just come and get it. Come ask me. Come talk to me. I just don't want to happen to your youngster what happened to mine. That's part of the, giving back. I don't care. I'm not going to come in first. Kid's not going to come in first. Even if he did, I would not care. I would give that stuff to whoever so that person could have a good experience too. That's what I like to do. That's how I met certain people. I met Curtis that way. I met, other people, the big kneeses in the paddock. They helped me out. So, that's how I met certain people in the paddock. And that's how I do it now. Even at Twins Cup, if I can give you something, I'm going to give it to you. If I can help you, I'm going to help you. That's just the way I see it. The competition is the competition, but at the end of the day, like you said, we're all in the paddock together. I want to see that kid or that person go home the way they came.
And wanting to come back.
Absolutely
wanting to come back
Absolutely.
For sure. We got another legend in the house, Bart, dude. TST Industries. What is up, my friend? He says, hey, Tommy, are we doing a summer or a fall event?
I don't know. I'm trying on that one, Bart. I'm working on it now. We'll see. If we can get the timing right, we might be able to do one. I would love to do one. But as well as you know, and Bart knows, that racing's going on, and there's just so much racing going on, and we could fit it somewhere, and to get everybody there, that's the hard part. Because I understand people have schedules and they have plans for the year when it comes to what events they're going to hit. That's a hard one to fill.
It is. Again, we got another legend in the house, Curtis Woodworth, Isaac's dad, dude. What is up, Curtis, bro? He says, yes, sir. Tommy helped us at Atlanta.
Yeah. That was when I met Andreas. I met Curtis, Isaac. Well, I've seen them before, but actually really talking to them.
Yeah. They're all amazing. Andreas, Isaac, Curtis, all of them. I really value my time I get to spend with each and every single one of them. I always have this envision when I go to and at the same track that they're at. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna be able to. Of course, it don't ever work that way. It's, hey man, what's up, man? Nice to see you. No big hugs. How you feeling this weekend? You're gonna fucking kill it. No worries. And then periodically through the weekend, of course, I'm coming by saying hi. But it's either I got some time and they're just slam full freaking wide open busy, and then when they have the time, I'm slam wide open. Have a commitment to go do something else. So yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, man. It's again, in this beautiful circus. Just like in life, none of us are strangers. We're just friends that haven't met yet, and being in the paddock and club racing and track days, you find people that are always willing to help, give you the shirt off their back, even if that means we go out there and I kick your ass because of the part you let me borrow. But after it's, hey, what a great race. Give me my part back and let's eat a hot dog and have a beer, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. So, man, what else has happened in 2025, bro?
Okay, so we're getting ready to start the endurance series. So me and Andreas are on the endurance team, the Jupiter Power team, which we did okay last year, and I think we're going to do better this year. We got that in the works. My son races with us there, so get him some practice, and then I'm going to take him to VIR for the ASRA race. The ASRA race first to get him some practice on the Aprilia, and then we're going to go back for the Moto America round with him. And I want to race VIR too with him, club race with him, so I can get some dad info on the track. And then when we go back for Moto America, I can actually have some sort of input to what's going on. Because I've never ridden VIR before, so it'd be nice to get around there and see what it's like.
I love it. It's my home track. I love VIR. I love the atmosphere. I love the place. It's magical. It's a lot of fun. It's technical. It's everything you want in a track, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna come up that August that weekend and hang out with you guys, and I'll also be at the VIR race for Moto America too as well.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I'm so glad when they announced we're going back to VIR. I was like, yes, finally, it's about time, people. Because it's a favorite track. Everybody loves VIR. Everybody that's been there absolutely loves it.
The facility is amazing.
It is.
The bridge and all that stuff. It's a really nice place. I would have really loved to ride it rode it when he went for Moto America for Junior Cup. So we're gonna bring him back on the twin, and we'll see what happens. See if he can do well.
So who's faster, you or your son?
He's way
No,
faster.
you know I had to ask.
Well, it's just like anything else as a dad, father, son. You beat him, 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 and then one day he's 3 seconds faster than me, and I'm like, okay,
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere,
And you're
out
like,
of nowhere.
I can't talk
So
shit
yeah,
no more.
yeah, on the Aprilia, he's faster than me. He did. Last year we were at Roebland for the July round of Wira, and I was leading the super stock, and he was there and he was riding, and he was beating me, and then we get on the front straightaway, and he doesn't even. Later on, I told him, dude, you gotta make it look a little better. He slows down, pulls over, lets me go by and win, and then comes in and goes, "You won, Dad." I'm like, dude, you got to be a little bit more subtle than that. You can't just like slow down and move over and let me by. At least make it a little bit. He's like, "Oh, you win."
Not obvious, yeah. But that's it. It's something I tell my son when we go to the racetrack. Man, he's all about it. Him and Yondell and everybody, all the kids, right? They're riding 50s. He's like, I want to ride. I want to ride. We come home. He's like, I kind of want to ride. I kind of don't. But like I tell him, these experiences, these times that you're going to spend time with me in my atmosphere, what I really love to do, your Fortnite and all this, which I go in there and watch him play his video games. It's a beautiful thing. It's something you will always remember and cherish, even though you don't realize it at the time. I just told this to some of my buddies the other day. The only trip me and my dad's ever taken alone was Daytona 200 in March, this past March. It's the only trip we've ever taken solo together. Something I always cherish and never forget. Like the first time we ran on a motorcycle ride together, right? Like I grew up riding and my dad rode, and I don't think I ever told the story. I was always scared of my dad growing up, because he was the disciplinary, he was the fighter pilot, he was gone 8, 9 months out of the year. My mom was of course, she was the disciplinary too, but she's the mama love disciplinary. Now her twin sister, on the other hand, holy shit, you piss her off. I'm picking fucking switches out the tree, with my pants down in the front yard. I'm bleeding, I'm crying, I'm snot bubbles coming out, and yeah. But when my dad come around, I felt myself. I don't want to say being nervous, but more. I didn't want to fuck up at all. The normal shit I used to get away with when dad's around, I'm not doing that shit, right? Fast forward when I moved to Phoenix to go to MMI, Tommy, that's when our relationship like really, really started. We'd spend time together. He'd come out when he flew into Phoenix. I'd pick him up from the airport. We'd go out to eat, hang out, took him back so we could fly. And then next thing you know, MotoGP comes to Indy. I'm like, bro, we got to go to fucking MotoGP race at Indy. And then dad started getting into MotoGP and bought a crotch rocket. And, fast forward, here we are, Moto America. I do this podcast. He loves going around the paddock and meeting everybody. It's like, again, it's something that I wish we could have done a long time ago. But I'm glad where we are now. And it's something that I'll always cherish 110%, and that's why I do this podcast, man. It's for my son. That's the main reason why I do it, to give. So if I drop dead right now, he can always go back and listen to me laugh and smile and have fun with my friends doing what I love to do, which is motorcycles. It's very important to have that. So yeah, man, I feel you. I think that's one of the most amazing things about our sport, and I say it all the time, Tommy. It's our grassroots of racing. It starts with father, son, or daughter, and the love of the sport, passing it down. And if the kid loves it just as much, who knows where the future may hold for him? It's that whole beautiful journey. Even if you get to right at the Moto America level and it just don't work out financially wise, which a lot of times that's the main reason why you got to stop racing, but man, that whole journey up to that point is the best ride ever, right? That don't mean you got to stop racing. You just go back to club racing or whatever. But those are times the struggles, the journeys, you always think, man, I wish I could go back to that time and that moment with my dad.
Yep.
Well,
that's our what we're doing now. That's our final goal, is to be in the same Moto America race. Before, when we did Moto America, I was on the twin, and although I'm on the back of the field and sometimes I don't make it, but when I do, I'm excited. But he was in Junior Cup, so now the idea is to be in the Twins Cup together one last time before I can just go back to club racing and being an old guy, pick up vintage racing or something.
I love it. I love it. So, goals for you and your son on the Moto America race weekend, man. Are you just like, look, dude, I'd be talking shit to my son if it was me. I'd be like, dude, you realize when we show up, you're not gonna win, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I got you. This is you're done.
Let's be honest here, Chris. I'm just trying to make the grid. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. My TV time is when the leaders are coming past me. That's what people were texting me at Brainerd. They were texting me pictures of me getting passed, getting lapped, and they're like, "Hey, you made the TV," and I'm like, "Whatever, man. I was there. I did it." So that's going to be
I
for
love
me,
it.
and for him, just to be sitting back there watching him try and get forward. I'll be excited.
Proud dad moment, man.
Yep.
100%,
Move
100%, man. With it,
forward.
you got a lot to look forward to, man. I love it. Your journey's been absolutely amazing. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we still didn't talk about, but that's okay because we'll save that for our part two.
Oh,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna sit down and do a part two. It's always
right.
like that. It's like we get into this conversation. We touch on a couple subjects. It's over an hour into the podcast. It's like, man, I feel like we just started the
Yeah,
podcast, right? That's what I love about it, man. It's the love of the sport, the same interest, the commodity. It's like I feel like I've known you forever, just by sitting down for the hour. Even the previous conversations we had on the phone, in the video chat we did, that's also part of the reason why I do it because we become friends and we see each other face to face. We share those smiles. So when we do sit down and do this live, it's like we've just pick up where we left off. It's all natural. So yeah, man. So listen, I want to get into what my favorite part of the podcast is, and I talk about it all the time, where I get to know, and everybody gets to know, except for certain people that already know Tommy outside of racing and
Right
all
on.
that good stuff, right? So my first question to you, man, is what's for dinner tonight, bro?
Hamburger.
Love it. Hamburger.
My wife made me some hamburgers, man. I'm simple. Hamburger, I'm good.
I love it, man. I came home real quick and I used to wait till after the podcast to eat. And then I'm like, man, it's too late to eat. And then I end up fasting for whatever, 24 hours or whatever. So now as soon as I have a podcast, like at 6, I come straight home, wolf something down real quick. So I'm not sitting here the whole time. My stomach's like, feed me. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Let me ask you this, man. What do you do for a day job, bro?
All right, so I told you I flew in the Navy. I fly the same plane now for, you ready? The Department of Homeland Security.
Nice.
Yeah, we have 6 P3s. So
I love it.
I do the same thing. So I'm doing the same thing I did in the Navy, but only as an old guy.
But as a civilian /
Civilian,
Navy.
yeah,
I love
pretty
it,
much.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Flying again, it's one of those freedoms that you feel when you're up in the plane. It's like being on a bike. You're connected to this machine,
Yep.
living the dream. I mean, yeah, I love it, man. I love it. So everybody knows I'm a pet person. Do you have pets too as well?
Yep. Yep.
Dogs,
Weenie
cats?
dogs. Weenie dogs.
I love it, man. I love it.
We're a weenie dog family.
Ain't
I
nothing
put
wrong with
myself
it.
through pain.
Funny. So my wife's dad, what is that little dog? A little Dotson.
Yeah.
This little fucker, man. I show up. I've been over there several times. So the dog knows me and it just don't like me for whatever reason. I'm a
Of
dog
course.
person. Like dogs love me, right? But the little dogs, for some reason, I walk in the house. I'm like, hey man, what's up? As soon as I turn around, that little son of a bitch come out and just get me right on my ankle, like wham. And you're like, whoa, what is that? And he's like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, okay, killer, go get him, right?
Yeah.
The dogs, man, I believe that dogs they bring things out of us that we don't realize that we have. They, for one, for me, they taught me before I had my son. They taught me what unconditional real love was, right?
Yep.
Dogs do, and it's something that um very proud to realize that at the time. I'd never be without a dog for the rest of my life. I've had dogs since I was 19, right? So yeah, absolutely awesome, man. My next question for you, bro. Like I used to do this, but I don't anymore. But did you ever name your motorcycles?
No, be honest with you. Well, I mean, the standard names that everybody gives them, like a duck or a Aprilia or Italian stallion, something like that. That people always call them, but never like a name like Darlene or nothing.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this, man. What two-part question? It's kind of the same. Well, it's the same question, but just different. Um, what is your ultimate dream bike and your ultimate dream car?
Damn, really? All
Yeah.
right. Well, that I mean, it's pretty easy for me. My ultimate dream car. That wasn't easy because when I was a kid, I wanted one of these. I own. There's actually two cars. One of them I own. The other one I will never own. So the original one was a 959 Porsche. The original 959. And then the second car, which I actually own, is a Buick Grand National.
Love it.
So that's the one I own. Now my favorite bike was a 916. I think everybody our age is the 916.
Bro.
It was the 916. And one of my favorite bikes along with that was always the GSXR 1989 GSXR 750 Slingshot in blue. It's like one that I'll get one day. I'll own that bike one day when I'm old and I can't ride it no more. I can just look at it.
It'd be a paperweight in my living room
Yeah.
or my garage. Look how beautiful you are, girl.
Yep. It's like if I ever got a 959, that's what it would do. It would just sit there so I could look at it.
I'd sit in and make funny noises. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's funny you say that because you're right. I mean, when the 916 come out in '94, it like changed the world of motorcycles. This beautiful machine. And if they were to release that bike to this day, it'd still have the same effect. I think. I really truly
Oh,
believe that it's
absolutely.
just one of those very rare motorcycles that come out that just absolutely changes the game. And how many people's copied that bike throughout the year since then? I mean, a
Right.
shit ton, right? Let's just be honest. So,
Yep.
yeah, man, I feel you. I'd never forget when I first seen the 916. I was like, yep, that is the most sexiest woman I've ever seen in my entire life,
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
I don't care who comes along after this, never compare. So it's funny because none ever did to this day, still, right? One of my dream bikes I actually got too, which is the RC51, is one of those bikes that I always wanted. It's just again, it's one of those rare, special breed of motorcycles, especially coming from Honda. You know, they ditched the RC45, built a sole purpose V twin to beat Ducati at their own game. HRC had a big part to play in it too as well. The cases are stamped HRC. It's one of the only Hondas that come out the factory like that. Yada yada yada. It's one of those classic big pigs as they're known, right? But yeah, absolutely beautiful bikes, and I always consider motorcycles women, meaning that you have a beautiful ZX7R, what a beautiful girl, right? And you have
Oh, yeah.
an RC51, what a beautiful girl. They when you salsa dance with them, they're two completely women. The way you approach them, the way you ride them, the way she handles, the way she talks to you, all that, they're completely different, right? So that's why I always compare motorcycles to females because they're the most beautiful things in the world, creatures,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Even
another rabbit hole we're gonna go down. I'm gonna get in trouble. My wife's probably sitting in the living room going, "All right, motherfucker, I got you." Oh, I love it. Oh my god. So you growing up racing track days and all that stuff. Everybody has their own little ritual they do to prepare for battles. What I always call it, like Leonidas versus the Persians, right?
300. Yeah.
Uh, do you have any superstitions? Wear your socks inside out, left boot on before your right boot, or anything like that before you go out?
No, I mean the only thing I do every time that I make sure I do is say a little prayer, make sure that I hope that everybody's safe and we all have a good time, and that's it. I get on and I visors on down and I'm gone.
That's it.
It's
Love
on.
Are you a big TT guy? You watch the Isle of Man TT?
We do watch the Isle of Man TT.
Yeah, that's
I like it a lot. That's how I actually started watching the Obsession Engineering, the Dave Henson stuff.
my dude.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I started watching some of his stuff, and then he had some Aprilia stuff that he gave me some ideas for our race bike that we do. So I watch his videos when I can.
Yeah, I always give him a shout out, man. I love, of course, he's a legend at the TT, but he's also big into racing and the
Yep.
way that it's funny because you see even the way people approach a bike, whether they build them, everybody's unique in their own way, and you learn from them. Like what you just said, watching you, you're like, man, I never even thought about how simple of an idea, but I would never thought of that, right? And then
Yep.
they just give you this inspiration, this idea, and you like them and you follow them. Yeah. So big shout out to Dave Houston, Obsession Engineer on YouTube. You guys and girls go and check it out. It's absolutely amazing. He does builds. He actually one of the things he's been doing here lately is this he's giving money back to the cancer research out there in the UK. He's got a classic Suzuki GS
Yes,
500.
500.
Yeah, okay, off the top of my head. Yeah, it's amazing what he does to give back to the sport too as well. And he's very entertaining, super cool guy. Can't wait to go over there and actually, yeah, meet him in real life. So let's freaking go. Obsession Engineering, people. Don't forget. Are you a coffee drinker, bro?
Absolutely, man. I was in the Navy.
That's a dumb question, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a dumb question. Oh my god. So, well, let me ask you this: Are you a bourbon, Scotch, wine type of guy?
All
Beer?
right. So here's the deal. I was the craziest beer drinker ever. The High Life. The High Life, my
The
favorite
Miller
beer.
High Life.
And I used to drink occasionally have a whiskey, but for 7 years now I've been sober. I haven't touched it. I don't know why. I just decided one day I wasn't going to do it, so I haven't. It's paid off actually. I mean, my son's seeing certain things. It was a really positive outcome to it. So he sees me in a different way now.
I
But
love
yes,
it.
the High Life, my favorite beer in the
Miller
world.
High Life.
Even
Y'all
to this
heard
day, I can still smell it. I can even taste it.
it. That's actually a battle. You know, I talk about it. It's a battle that I've been battling too here lately. Is cutting back drinking so much. Find myself in this rut. You know, it's easy to come home, stressful
Oh
day
yeah,
at work, kick back, have a couple cold ones. You feel good. All that shit goes away. You sleep. Blah blah blah. It's like this vicious cycle, right? But it's not good for you. It's not healthy. I've noticed since. I mean, I cut back a lot drinking. Um, Now when I do have like one or two, I'm like, man, I feel kind of fucking goofy right now. When I used to be just kick them back and be okay, right? But now too, with saying that, if I do have one or two, I wake up the next day, I really feel the difference of me being tired and sloggy and mind cloudy and
yeah.
not very clear. So
I mean,
congratulations.
there's nothing wrong with it. I love it.
Yeah,
It's just I feel better without it.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
Not easy.
I feel better without it too. So I'm with you on
Great
that.
mistake because I wasn't doing it to like be like I'm never drinking a beer again. It was just one day I said, oh, I'm not going to do that for a while. Get into shape, and then I just never went back. That was that easy. Not really. It wasn't that easy. Not at all.
He said I can still taste the Miller High Life right now, people.
Yes. Ice cold. Wait, is that breakfast on the table? Give me a High Life.
Right.
You have an ice cream? That would go good with a High Life.
Bits and gravy, you gotta have a High Life. What are you talking about? It's mandatory.
On the lawn? Oh, you got to have at least 3 High Lives.
Bro, at least, right? 2 before you even start the lawnmower, just to
Right.
double check it, makes everything the belt's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. The battery good. Yeah, dude. I feel you on that. That's awesome. Do you have any tattoos, bro?
I have a Tommy gun.
Love it.
On my
Tommy
leg.
Hayden.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it, man. I remember when that helmet come out, the Tommy gun helmet. I was like, that's a badass helmet, man. Dude, so tell us something we don't know about Tommy.
Wait, that you don't know about me.
Something that we do not know about you at all. Maybe he was a famous musician back in your past life. I don't know.
No. Well, okay. You might not know this, but I road raced in Hawaii.
Sweet.
They had an organization, and I was stationed there. I road raced before they got rid of it. I did a whole season there.
What was that like?
It was awesome. Hawaii Road Race Association. those guys that lived there were the guys that got on airplanes that would go to California and race AFAM and those things. But when they were back and there was nothing going on in California, there was a track. It was also the drag strip. They had 3 courses. They had a long course, a fast course, and a short course. Basically, it was the straightaway was the drag strip, and to make it the long course, they put a cone chicane in the middle of it. To make it the fast course, they just took the cones out and you did the whole thing. And the short course, they cut off half of the drag strip. And it was on a drift pad. There was a drift pad over there and everything. It's by Barber's Point, where it was.
I love it, man.
So,
That's awesome.
I got to do that. So the Navy and road racing, or the Navy brought me to some more road racing. A lot of people never even know it was there or available.
That's why you should join the Navy, people.
Yeah.
Go sign up. Exactly, right?
Now it's gone. Now it's completely gone. They got houses on it.
Yeah.
Bad day.
Terrible Hawaii. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, should not have done that at all. Was saying that, what is your worst habit, bro?
My worst habit. My wife says I'm too loud. I talk to I think I'm whispering to you, and she says, why are you yelling? So that's a bad habit, I think. She says when I'm on the phone, I get louder and louder and louder.
That's hilarious.
So it's a bad habit that I don't know I really have. I don't even know I'm doing it.
Oh my God. It's a good thing I've been adjusting my mic this whole time. Now I'm just playing with you, Tommy. I've been adjusting. Hold up. It's funny you said that. My wife don't say I'm loud, but when her and her best friend get together, it's like they talk like 5 million miles a minute. And I'm literally going like, what the hell are y'all even talking about? Y'all lost me after the first 2 words, and they're deep in this conversation. And then they both stop and give you that look, and you're like, you know what? I'm going inside. Y'all have fun if you need anything. Holler at me.
Okay, why are you yelling?
You're like, I'm not yelling.
Why are you talking so loud?
I want you to hear me, woman. I love it.
I mean, that's what happens when you're from New York. I guess we all talk that way.
Oh, man. And y'all have some of the best pizza and bagels in the world. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich with ketchup on it.
Bro, brings me back to my dad's parents well, they're not here anymore, but they were in Bayonne, New Jersey. From my grandpa's back, I could see New York right there across the bridge. Yep. We used to walk to Broadway Bagel, get breakfast bagels, homemade bagels, and with sausage, egg, and cheese, or whatever you want, with their homemade cream cheese. Dude, I'm getting hungry already again. Yeah, I miss it, man. It's so good. And they're big bagels too, right? The big Jewish bagels, not the little Kroger bullshit you buy in the grocery store. So these ain't bagels, people. Not even close. I listen to a shit ton of audiobooks. Is that something you do too as well?
Occasionally. I have listened to a couple of. Here's a story. So they wrote a book about a P3 crew that crashed in Adak, Alaska. It's called Alpha Foxtrot 586. This is something you would think is crazy. I listened to that book while flying the same aircraft over the ocean, which is probably not a smart idea, right? So I'm listening about the plane I'm flying, how it crashed, and people survived it. So that's an interesting story.
Yeah. Do you have any like crazy thoughts go through your head the whole time? You're like, should I be doing this?
Yeah, when I was initially, I'm like, why am I listening to this? It's a good book, though. I mean, I know some of the guys that are on it. I've actually flew with one of the guys that crashed and survived. Because not everybody survived the crash. But
facts, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Adak, Alaska.
I got a guy I work with. He just started. He's probably been there about 2 months. And he's like, dude, I'd never fly an airplane. I'm like, bro, it's like, it ain't shit. You just get on a plane and you're fucking there in a couple hours. Like, it's that simple. He's like, no, but if it crashes, I was like, well, I mean, I kind of get your point. But if you're at 30,000 feet in the air and you're going down, you already accepted your fate anyway. You're not jumping out the plane. Like, that's just not an option, right? So, and I was like, you know what? Flying's safer than you getting in a car and driving home from work. I mean, I'm honest with him. I said, dude, the roughest part about a flight, I love the landing. I love the takeoff. But when you get in real bad turbulence and you look out the window and the wings are like, you're like, is that motherfucker supposed
Yeah.
to be bending like that? Like, holy shit. Like, I had to shut the window one time. I'm like, you know what? I'm prepared to die today. Let's go. Can I get a Jack and Coke? Matter of fact, can I get 4? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm riding this down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, flying's it's easy. It really is. So, as far as audiobooks go, I always recommend John Hopkins' Leathered. It's one of the best motorcycle autobiographies out there for sure. But I listen to a shit ton audiobooks. Of course, I like the history of war and stuff like that. So, you know, like Chris Kyle and Marcus Luttrell and all that stuff I listen to.
Yep. I physically read the Jeremy McGrath book. Have you ever read
Did you really? Jeremy McGrath? No, I have not.
Yeah, it was a good book.
Oh, I'm sure.
About all that 1-800 collect days and all that good stuff.
The good old days, right? Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Man, I wish he would come out with the audiobook. I found myself though, Tommy, dude, honestly, if I read any book besides a shop manual or a program book, right? Man, I just fall asleep. Like I can't do it. But if I throw in earbuds or my headset and I jam out an audiobook, whether I take a shower, I'm working on a bike, driving to work, driving to a race or whatever, it takes my mind off the trip. It pulls me into that world, and yeah, it's enjoyable, and you learn a shit ton. So yeah, man, I'm actually listening to what book did I just get done? I'm actually listening to Marcus Aurelius Meditations right now. So it was recommended by one of my buddies. He's like, dude, I think you really like this book. You should check it out. I'm like, okay. Before that was Toby Price, Endurance, talking about the whole brain fart, the freaking Descartes.
Yeah.
So that was really good too. And of course, podcast. Tommy, do you listen to any podcast? And if so, what do you recommend to people?
What was the last one I was listening to? There's a couple that I've listened to before. I've listened to yours. I listened to the Sammy Halbert one. Was the good one. I like that one. Say he's a good dude, man. He's a funny dude.
Oh, Sammy's awesome, man. He's like this tall too, right? I always heard they're like, dude, wait till you meet him. He's short. I'm like, man, he can't be that short. And I'm like, what's up, Danny Perdosa? Nah. He's awesome, dude. I met his wife. His wife came up to me, gave me a big hug, and was like, hey, you had Sam on the podcast. She's like, I love your son. He is such a beautiful kid. I was like, oh, thanks so much. It's yeah, Sammy, spending time with him and his wife was absolutely went off the bucket list. I'll say that. I actually got a I don't know let me see if I can turn this around. I got a huge fan of Sammy Halbert and Brad Baker. So I got a Brad Baker signed and a Sammy Halbert signed plaque right there on the wall. Yep. So having him and Brad Baker on was everybody I have on my podcast is super, super special. They all have a certain meaning to me. And I love every single one of them. Always been a hero. They've always been two heroes of mine, and being able to sit down and have those conversations with them was just like, is this like Kiana, right? Is this fucking really happening right now? Are you kidding me right now? So funny story, when I reached out to Sammy, like I had this conversation with my wife. She's like, for a hot minute, she's like, just fucking text the guy. I was like, I ain't got his number. She's like, did you talk to everybody? Just hit him up on social, whatever. And I was like, so one night we're sitting in the living room and I kept talking about it. She's like, if you don't do it right now, I'm going to do it. Give me your phone. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. So I sent him a message. Within like 4 minutes, he replies back. I didn't realize he was in Italy with Valentina Rossi at the ranch. Right? He's like, yeah, I'm in Italy right now with Valentina Rossi. And I was like, first of all, he texted me back. Are you kidding me right now? Like, this is fucking awesome. And you're with Valentina? Like, is this a dream? Yeah, so it's yeah, it's awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. And again, we said this before, Tommy. They're just normal people like me and you that just have this special ability to be proper mega fast on a bike, where we're envious and jealous, right? I love it. What's your favorite holiday, bro?
Christmas. I like the time of year.
Yeah.
It's like not just the day, it's like leading up to it. Like October through January. It's just like everything happens one right after the other. It's just, I like that time of year.
My least favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
All you do
Yeah.
is eat.
No, I mean it just man, I'm not a big turkey guy. Like I don't never
Yep.
eat turkey. Even on Thanksgiving, I don't even my mom's like, you ain't gonna eat no turkey or no ham. I'm like, no, I'm good with just mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and some bread with butter on it. I'm good. That's all I want. So it's cool for everybody to get together, but I don't like stuffing. People look at me like you're a fucking weird dude. Like it smells horrible. I don't care how my mom makes it. I try it. Same thing with lamb. They've made it 50 billion different times. Of course, I'm gonna try it to make my parents happy. And every time I'm just like, no thanks. And sauerkraut, fucking forget it. My dad's like, oh, this shit's so good. And I'm like, fuck no, that shit ain't good. What is wrong with you? Yeah, so growing up, man, everybody knows I'm a big Star Wars nerd, bro. Was you a Star Wars nerd too?
Not really. I like Star Wars, but not like over and over. Like once the first three were over, I was done with Star Wars. But I like Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Beyond that, I haven't watched any of them. Those are my favorites
Okay.
because they were my era ones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let me ask you this, man. I haven't actually asked this one in a while, but I'm gonna re-ask it this time, dude. Bro, celebrity crush.
I did like back in the day. Okay, all right. Here you go. I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. So when I my first Italy, we went to England and all these other places. And Sun magazine. I saw Sun magazine. You ever hear of this thing?
Yep.
It's got the page 5 girl or whatever. It was always a good looking girl. First one I ever saw from that day on, Samantha Fox.
Bro.
You remember that?
I do. Damn,
Samantha
we're giving away our age, right?
Yeah. So from that day on, I was like, man, this chick's amazing.
She
Samantha
is.
Fox.
Yeah. Um one of my first real crushes I remember was Wendy from the Wonder Years, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Salma Hayek, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, to this day I see her. I'm just like
Yeah.
all googly eyed, drooling on myself. I'm like, dude, she is freaking dynamite. So yeah,
Oh, yes.
absolutely. Matthew Jordan says, hey, that guy's old and slow. Me and him? Yeah, yeah, we'll give you that for sure. Absolutely, Matthew. And I'm proud of it too.
I'm just gonna have Charlie beat you. I'll just have Charles brace you.
Oh my god. We got another buddy of mine too, man. Roger, what is up, Roger? Simcoe, what's up, brother? You, my friend, and thanks for joining. He says, hi, Tommy.
Hey, Raj.
Yeah, Roger's awesome, man. I finally got to meet the whole moto drone racing there at Daytona too. So actually, you know what? Now I think about it, I met him before. At Atlanta is the first time I met him. But since it was been the first time we actually met since I had all the guys on the podcast, so it's always fun to meet everybody. They actually had a rough time at Daytona too. I was there on Hot Pit when Shane Mags, big shout out to Shane. What a legend, man. That whole team's a legend. You know, that's one thing I love about our sport too, is when I show up to a race weekend event and I watch all my friends come together. But Daytona is such a unique event anyway, but how they handle the pressure when things don't go wrong. They're up burning the midnight oil, getting the bike work, getting everything together, and then smiles for miles and all that. He said, let's not talk about Daytona with much laughing, but yeah, facts, right? Yes, and it was Atlanta last year, which, Roger, are you going to be at Atlanta in 2 weeks' time? Because I'm looking forward to seeing all the guys again for sure. But yeah, it was a magical weekend. Daytona was. But let me ask you this, you know, and I ask this to everybody: if you had your own private track day and you can invite 3 people, any 3 people in the world that are alive, who you can bring into your track day?
Like motorcycle racer guys?
It could be George Washington, Valentino Rossi, freaking Albert Einstein.
All right, definitely Valentino Rossi. I'm going to ride with that guy. I would absolutely ride with that guy. I can't say Josh because I've already ridden with Josh, so that doesn't count. So I'll take him off of there. I would go with Valentino Rossi, Kevin Swantz, and Freddie Spencer.
Legends.
I would ride with those guys.
All legends, right? Yeah, I mean,
Guys that can't ride, I don't want them there. Like George Washington, I don't need him there. He doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle.
he chopped a cherry tree down.
Yeah, I need somebody who's going to teach me something.
Right.
Well, he might
Yeah.
teach me something.
He might. Yeah, I mean, just facts. I can.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Roger said, "No, son's graduating college." Yes, that's right. And congratulations, Roger. Again, proud dad moment, man. I'm super happy for you and your son. Give him a hug for me. Tell him I say congratulations. That's freaking amazing, man. You know, that's one of those milestone moments that obviously only happen once in a lifetime, right? When they come around, man, it's same thing I tell people every day. You know, it's I'm like you. When I see somebody struggling, even at work or somebody, I like to brighten up their day, bring that positive energy, turn that frown upside down, make them smile, right? Live in the moment, so to speak, right? I think as we go through life and bills and mortgages and work and all this time takes over, we forget the simple stuff, which slow down, live in this moment, enjoy that moment, right? Because it's something you can't stop, pause, rewind, or take back. So even if you're in the suck like we are at work sometimes, man, you got to enjoy it, right? Because
Yeah.
it's your time that you're never going to get back. So smile and put one foot in front of the other and let's go. If you had your own private island, Tommy, what's the one motorcycle track you'd have on your island?
On my island.
On your island.
How big is this island?
As big as you want it to be.
All right. This track by far would have Jerez. And I
It's a
would
proper
make it
track.
I would use it and lay it down with no stands or anything so I can go forwards and backwards around. I'd ride Jerez backwards too. I think it would be amazing.
Awesome. It would be. I always, it's funny you say that because I always quite often wonder what it would be like to ride all these racetracks in reverse.
Yep.
All of them. It don't matter where it's at in the world. Bruno, Magello, freaking Phillip Island. It don't matter. Cadwell Park. Man, imagine coming down. It'd be a little scary at Cadwell Park because it's literally just in that sharp.
Down the hill.
It'd be. It's. Yeah. It can do it though. You can do it for sure. Everybody knows my answer. It'd be, Cadwell Park, or if I had a big island, it'd be the TT, the Island Man TT for sure. 110%.
By default, your island will already have its own Island Man TT because it have roads and you just do what you want on those.
Never thought of it that way, but good point, my friend. Good point. So
Two
tracks. Now we got 2 tracks on the island, right? Yeah.
Technically, you got 4 because you're running them backwards too.
Facts. And then in each direction, you can name it a new racetrack.
Absolutely.
Because physically, it kind of is a new racetrack.
And it's yours. You can reverse it any day you want.
Any day. I love, man.
Yeah.
I like that, Tommy. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good stuff, man. What advice would you give your younger self?
My younger self?
Yep.
Save more money. Save more money. You want to race? I didn't know I was going to be racing my whole life. Save more money. Tires are expensive.
Facts. So, with saying that, what advice would you give the younger generation, the future kids that are going to be coming up in the sports? What advice would you give their parents that want to get their kids into the sport?
All right. So somebody, the guy I know, I won't say his name. I won't dime him out again. But he told me, he sat Charles down and told him this. He said, look, you can try this as a pro thing and see how far you get and hope that maybe you can earn a living at it one day. Or you can go to school, get an education, get a real job, and race your rest of your life. That is up to you. And that, like, I could have never thought of that. That was like a perfect way to say it. I was like, that's a smart idea. So yes, that's what I would tell them. Now that doesn't mean you can't race while you're younger and still do it. You have to divide the line. Like I tell Charlie all the time, I'm at the racetrack and he's at school. Look, your day is coming. I'll be there with you, watching you, right? We'll get the race together, but you sacrifice this right now, you're gonna do good. I promise. So that's what I'd tell them.
That's great advice, knowing it's hard. it's hard being a young adult, um, being so impatient, right? Because we are at that age, we want everything. It's got to be right now, need it right now, right? But as you get younger in life, you realize that the best things are worth waiting for, right? To have that patience, because when you finally do achieve it, it means a lot more. It's a lot more meaningful versus just making it happen right now, right? Yeah, that was a lesson that was hard for me to learn is patience, and which I still work on, and putting our ego to the side, you know,
Yep.
especially in this sport. It's hard not to have an ego sometimes, but if you let it go at an earlier age, not develop that bad egotistic kind of aura, the faster, the more progress, the better off you are, you know, in life in general too. So yeah, man. Roger says, never thought about this, Roger, but you got a good track going on right here. He says, I'd morph a few tracks together, front straight of Road America, turn one of Phillip Island, some of Pittsburgh, and the mountain at Cadwell. That would be a
Ooh, that would be
legendary
pretty
course.
good.
Yes, it would.
I'd ride that.
Absolutely, I'd ride that. It was funny. Every time somebody would let me ride, they're like, "Hey, Simcoe, man, ride my bike." I'm like, and I'd get quiet real quick, and I'd look and I'd be like, "Hell yeah, I've never crashed one of these before. I'm trying to see what that's like." And they'd be like, "What? Wait, hold up!" Like, see ya, yeah. I'm not gonna crash your shit. Like, I don't. When I do ride people's bike, I don't push them like I do my own. I just want to see what she feels like. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Dude, do you watch any other sports? Like, are you football, baseball, basketball, soccer, or anything?
Well, Charlie plays lacrosse, so we're into that. I played lacrosse as a kid too. He goes to Florida Southern. He plays on the team there.
I
So we
love it.
watched him last night. We watched the game last night.
My little brother played lacrosse there for a little while. It was cool to watch. Lacrosse is different, you know. For it was new to me when he got into
Yeah,
it. I was like, "What the fuck is lacrosse?"
yeah,
I
it's
played soccer,
yeah,
so
very
yeah,
fast.
it is. It's a fast paced game. And the way they zipped that ball, I was like, "Holy shit!" And when I first held one, I was like, "Dude, you knocked somebody straight out with this ball."
Oh yeah, oh
It's,
yeah.
it's not a joke. Um, not a joke at all. Dude, are you and your wife currently binge watching anything on like Netflix or Apple TV or anything you can recommend to anybody?
We just recently, I just went through. I went through Seinfeld again, and now I was on Home Improvement. When I'm out in the shop, that's what I got going. I got either Seinfeld or Home Improvement right now. That's
Oh, I
the binge
love it.
watching it again. Like Seinfeld is like I'm on like the 15th time watching it. This stuff's funny.
It's classic. It's absolute classic. I did the same thing with Breaking Bad. Man, it was such a good series. I was like, man, I gotta watch this shit again. Yeah.
Yep.
I just got done watching Ozark, which a buddy of mine kept. He's like, dude, some kid go watch Ozark. So finally I was like, you know what? When I got out of surgery and I wasn't doing shit for like 4 days, I was like, that's a good time to binge watch this Ozark. And
Yep.
after the first episode, I was fucking hooked. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, if the rest of the series is not like this, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. It was really good. And the other one, it's actually a new show that just come out, and there's only a couple episodes, but I watched it. It's like I play video games. Do you that's a question. Do you play video games like Xbox,
Good
PlayStation,
at it.
anything?
Not good at it at all. I tried, but I'm just not good at it. I'm good at Rock Band. Nobody knows what Rock Band is anymore. Guitar Hero.
What a freaking awesome fun games those were though,
Yep.
man. Oh, man, I can't find it. It's called American Primeval or something like that. It's a Western show.
American Primeval, or
Yes, that's it. American
I watched the
Primeval.
first one of that.
It's good. It's really
Yeah,
good. I got sucked
yeah.
into it. So I think it's like 5 or 8 episodes.
It's
Man,
dark.
it's really good. It's deep.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Uh, but you know, I like, man, I of course I like comedy and I like the action heroes, but there's times I like that dark shit, man, because
Yeah,
it keeps you on that edge of the seat and it keeps you involved versus you have your highs and your lows. And you're like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this. 20 minutes later, it picks back up. You're like, okay, I'm into it, and then it kind of Yeah, man. Brennan Triplet, my man, he says Xbox for life. Okay, no, I'm just joking. I got both. I got an Xbox and okay. I just lied. I got a PlayStation 5. My son just got a brand new Xbox, but what's mine is mine and what his is mine. So technically that's all mine. I'm just playing. uh yeah, he just got a new Xbox. So my son, he is the only grandchild from that my parents have. And as you know, absolutely spoiled. I don't want to say it too loud because he's probably listening. Bro, it's like literally, he's like, I'm gonna go stay the night with Nana. I'm like, okay, cool. I call mom. I was like, hey, Ross call he's gonna come stay the night. Yeah, cool. 2 hours later, I drop him off. A couple hours go by, calls me up. He's like, hey, dad, dude, guess what just happened? I was like, what happened? He's like, well, I showed up to Nana and Grandpa's house, and I walked up to Grandpa and was like, I'd really like to get an Xbox, Grandpa. And he looked at me and says, okay, let's go to Best Buy. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, and we'll go out there and he drops $800. I get this Xbox, whatever it is, with this $200 controller in this game. And I was like, you spoiled little. I love you, Rossi. Oh my God, I love it. But what I do love too is that my dad goes to Oshkosh every year for the big air show. And he takes my boy with him. So that's something that him and my dad do solo together, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm with it, man. But yeah, he's definitely spoiled. So I can't lie. I'm guilty. I spoil the shit out of my son too. I am the coolest laid back dad ever. Like, and it's funny because your kids know how to play each other, mom and dad against each other, right? Like he'll go ask my wife something. She'll be like, absolutely not. He'll come up to me like, hey dad, I was thinking blah blah blah. I'm like, sure, let's do it. Then I hear my wife down the hall. I just told him blah blah blah, and I was like, "You little shithead, what are you trying to get me in trouble?" And he just smirks. I'm like, "Watching you, boy. Watching you, boy. You trouble." I love it. Um, bro. Let me ask you this, dude. If you had one superpower, what would your superpower be?
Uh, be super smart, like super smart, like Rain Man smart, like count everything, count cards, be answering stuff before it comes out, just like anything. You ask me anything, I know the answer to.
Kind of like Pinky in the Brain. You
Yeah,
remember that cartoon? He's like, I'm gonna take over the world today, Pinky. Yeah, I love it, man. I used to love that cartoon, Pinky in the Brain. If you could travel back to any era in time, what era would you travel back to?
I'd go back to the 70s and 80s again. I like the 70s and 80s. Well, a little bit of 70s and mostly the 80s.
I was gonna say I was born real late 70, but yeah, I'm with you on that, right? It was a great time period. Life was just different.
It was.
It wasn't so serious. I'm not gonna say people were more polite. It's hard to kind of compare the two. More friendly atmosphere. Things were just totally different, man. It was like I remember me growing up, man. Me and my buddies, man, this is gonna sound bad. I was a hellion, people. You just gotta understand, okay? I was the black sheep of the family. If you told me I couldn't do something, oh, I did it 10 times fold. Um, so we used to go around who didn't egg houses and cars, right? We all probably egg houses and cars, let's be honest. Well, I had to take it a step further and I was like, hey, instead of just egging a house, why don't one of you guys run up, ring the doorbell when they open up? Let's egg the people when they open the door. Right. And yeah, so one thing led to another, end up getting your ass kicked, your parents find out, and it's just, yeah, I was that type of kid anyway. Toilet paper, all that good, Vaseline on windows. Yeah, man. I was a hellion. I'm surprised I'm still alive, to be honest with you. Hilarious. Yeah, I've never said that before. I was yeah. Anyway, awesome, man. Awesome. I love it. I love it. All right, last question, bro, and we're gonna end this podcast. But just down with me. We'll go ahead and schedule our part two. If you were to plan a bank robbery, who's coming with you?
Who's coming with me?
Yep. Who's on your bank robbery team?
All right. All right. I got a few names. Do you want me to rat them out and be like, you're going to be, all right. I got some guys in the Navy that I take with me.
Facts.
Good friends of mine, but there's a couple I still work with now. Oh yeah, and the reason why I take them is because they all got different skills.
Skills that I don't have and we need to rob this bank.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be the car driver or something.
Yeah, me too. I ain't robbing no bank. I'll drive the car. Let's go. Right. And then even
Let's
then,
do
I'm
it.
like, hey, do you guys have a certain podcast or audiobook you guys want to listen to on this getaway drive? They're like, shut the fuck up and drive. I'm like, okay.
I'll get it queued up for you.
I'd be sending a group text message. Hey guys, I just question real quick. I know you're busy robbing the bank, but I'm kind of hungry. You guys want to go through a drive-through or should I DoorDash them real quick? Yeah, I wouldn't be a very good bank robber at all, for sure. I love it, man. I love it. Well, listen, Tommy, man, this has been a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you coming on here, sharing your life story of all things two wheels. Can't wait to sit back down and pick up where we left off. There's a lot to talk about. Dude, listen, what you're doing again for the sport, I say it all the time, is absolutely amazing. You are absolutely going to be successful. A matter of fact, you already are successful. You just keep doing what you're doing, one foot in front of the other, and yeah, you will succeed. Again, like I said, everybody I've talked to, absolutely. I've not heard one bad thing about you at all. I've seriously, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Seriously, I haven't. And everybody that's talked about your endurance, they absolutely love it. So, getting that acceptance within the paddock and having everybody love it so much, obviously it's going to be successful anyway. Knowing you now more personally, as a friend, knowing who you are and your energy you put out, yeah, you're just a full success story, especially your background, your history. And again, thank you for your service. And I really mean that because without people like you and my dad, I don't care if you whatever branch of the military and you just change tires and oils in the car. Listen, without you playing that small part in that role, I wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to go racing. We wouldn't have the freedom we had. So it's because of every single one of you men and women out there in the service. It's nothing but love and gratitude for every single one of you. So highly appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm going to let you end the podcast here in a second, but I need to give all my shout outs real quick.
Yep.
First thing I want to say, like I always say, thank you guys and girls so much for watching this podcast. Everybody that tuned in tonight, thank you. I love you guys and girls so much. If you had not yet, please go hit that like and that ding, ding, ding bell. It helps me out a lot. If you missed half of this podcast, you come in 15 minutes after we started, no worries. As soon as I end this, you can go to my YouTube or my Facebook and rewatch it. It will be out everywhere tomorrow, Spotify, iHeart, all that good stuff. Brennan Triplet says, yes, thank you for your service, Tommy. Of course, big shout out to my man Seth at Next Level Financial. You guys can take total control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis today. And I do get questions on this a lot, and nobody really likes to talk about financial stuff. But if I'm going to talk about financial stuff and trying to help me progress in life and making the next track day and buying those next tires, right? Why wouldn't you not want to talk to somebody that's been in the sport, that's racing the sport for a long time and understands the whole financial side of it? Because that's what he does for a living too as well, right? So if anybody has any questions, go to Next Level Financial, look up Seth Starnes. He also has a suspension thing called Next Level Suspension. Have you heard of him, Tommy?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. And of course, you guys already know what I'm going to say. BisonTrack.com. It's 2025, people. That off the rack suit, listen, it's no good. It's not going to fit you correctly. I know it don't fit you correctly because 90% of people that buy an off the rack suit, it don't fit you correctly. It fits you good in some areas, but other areas it's not. Let's say if it's tight in your arms, man, it causes arm pumps. You can't get in that crunch like you need to, and if you do, it's choking you because it's so tight. Or if it's too big in the back, it's like a fucking parachute going down the straightaway. It's choking you and it's all flapping in the wind, and you're just not really having fun at that point, right? So my recommendation, BisonTrack.com. I got a lot of friends in the industry, yes, that make leather suits. You're not going to go bad by ordering any custom suit from any one of my friends. I say it like this: everybody has your own unique personality. Find out what best fits your personality. That's who you get your suit from. Same thing with the undersuit. Of course, I'm a Bison ambassador. I love my one-piece Bison suit. There's two type of people out there, either a single or a dual undersuit, right? I find myself going both ways. Don't take it the wrong way. But I love my one piece bison. I'm in love with my 64 degree racing two piece. So big shout out to Tate at 64. He sent me a custom two piece undersuit. Absolutely amazing. And another shout out for undersuits is my girl, Aliki at Venom. I know you heard of Venom undersuits. Venomsport.com. They're absolutely amazing. She actually sent me, I put it up. It's actually hanging up right there. It's actually Jonas Foggers when he raced in MotoGP. That's actually his undersuit that she had sent me. And I got one coming, a custom one, and I can't wait to get it and try it on. You know, that's something I tell people too, Tommy. When you go to a race weekend, bring more undersuits than you do underwear and socks. Because if you run out of underwear, you can wear your undersuits. Not a big deal, right? But do us all a favor. If it's real hot and sunny that day, after one or two sessions, change that undersuit because you walk up and next to people are going to be like, "Holy shit, dude!" Yeah, our girl, good God Almighty, right? So, just word of advice, people. So yeah, big shout out to my boy Jeff at Chef Eats for all the proper food. You guys can use a discount code Pin the Gas, get 10% off. His food is absolutely amazing. Big shout out to TST Industries. theclothingkings.co.uk. You guys can go to that website and order all your Pin and Gas merch. Big shout out to Superbike Supply, my man Eric, hashtag do it for dad. All these people that I'm shouting out, and I say it all the time with my friends that are personally in the industry that have something to do with it. So there's businesses on here that I'm gonna give a shout out to. Again, you're not gonna go wrong by ordering anything from any of these. So big shout out to SFL Mini GP. It's the best program we have in America for the future legends of our sport. That's where Tommy and his kid come from. That's where just look at the Moto America grid. That's all you got to do, right? So big shout out to them. Go to miniusasbk.com, sign up for an SFL mini event, and they also do donations too, and it all helps. Big shout out to RD Racing and my buddy Jake March out there in BSB. Big shout out to Vet2 Track. Have you met my buddy Jim Whitman before? At Vet2 Track? Oh man, he is so awesome. So he has a program. I had his t-shirt on the other day. It's actually right here because I just folded it up. It's called Vet2 Track, battling PTSD one lap at a time. So all my veterans out there, if there's anything you're struggling with, you want to get with like-minded people, get around the paddock, get involved with motorcycles. It's no better program than that. So Vet2 Track, that's VET2 track.com. Big shout out to Flying Eyes Optics for all your sunglass needs. Flying Eyes Optics, they're actually an American company out of Austin, Texas. Mine's actually in my car. I used to keep them here, but everybody keeps stealing my damn Flying Eyes Optics, and that's no bullshit. So I had to hide them. So I've been hiding them. People that listen to this podcast know where I keep them. They're in my car. So if you see me at the track, 90% of the time I got them on. I'll let you borrow them. They're made to wear underneath your motorcycle helmet. Like the arms, you can take the arms and literally bend them like this and let them go, right? They spring right back and they're super light. So if anybody has any interest, flyingeyesoptics.com, use the discount code Pin the Gas. Ghetto Customs for all your custom body work. Everybody knows Chris Parrish. He's an absolute legend. Young kids are slow, old guys are fast, as he says, right? So yeah, if anybody's interested for any body work, man, look no further than Ghetto Customs. If you are in Pennsylvania, look no further than Carnes Performance. Big shout out to KYT Helmets America. Big shout out to my man Birch, Kendall, and Dakari at K-Tech Suspension USA. If you're in North Carolina, look no further than Ready to Race. If you're here in Virginia, Coleman Power Sports. All these are dealerships that you can order parts from, all that good stuff, service. They're all absolutely amazing people that are inside the paddock. Same thing with STG, Brian Van and Max Van. Everybody knows who they are, right? And their YouTube channel's super hilarious. So you guys go check that out too as well. If anybody's ever been interested in doing a track day at a MotoGP track, look no further than McLeo Escapes Track and Tour. My buddy hosts that. And yeah, it's awesome. You can show up to Italy, ride Mugello, go on the Tuscany Hills, drink the good wine, eat the good food, and yeah, see the lifestyle. I think it's a great program. I need everybody to go to roadracingworld.com and donate to the air fence. It's imperative that we have the air fences. If we don't have air fences, corner marshal workers are in an ambulance. Guess what don't happen? Fun. Right. Fun does not happen, right? So go to roadracingworld.com, donate to the air fence, whether it's $5, $10, $500, whatever. We much appreciate you. And if you had a Moto America track and Chris Ulrich is there and he's got his 2-up Suzuki ride, I forget what the minimum donation is. I think it's $350, $400. I need to text him and find out. You can actually get a 2-up ride with Chris at the track. So if you think you're fast and you get on the back of that bike, you're getting ready to get a whole pie of humble pie. Not just one slice. You're going to get the whole thing at one time, right? But you're going to learn a lot and you're going to have so much fun being on the back of a bike. Speaking of that, I got on the back of one of my buddy's bikes in high school and I was like, yeah, dude, let's go as fast as we can. I was scared to fucking death. I got off the back of that thing. I was like, I don't see how women do it. There ain't no fucking way I'm getting on the back of this thing ever again, right? Like, not for me, but yeah. Anyway, roadracingworld.com. Sign up for the air fence. Anybody out there that needs any graphic works at all, I got 3 of my friends that do graphics. You're not going to go wrong, again, by ordering anything. Dripping Wet. Everybody knows Chris at Dripping Wet. Absolute proper mega. REB Graphics. Absolutely amazing. My buddy Gus Rodeo at grggraphics.com. So, any of my friends out there in the UK that want to get proper coaching, you can go to mike/edwards.net or v121pro.com and get coaching by Mike the Spike Edwards, which is a 6-time BSB legend. Man, what a lot of fun that would be. Big shout out to everybody at BTR. I'm a huge fan. Everybody knows the Build Train Race program, Royal Enfield here in Moto America. I think it's absolutely amazing what they do for the girls, getting them into the sport. I have got, questions like some people don't really like the idea of having, new people on the track during a national event weekend. I say bullshit. That's why we're here. Grow the sport. Let's go. They're here to have fun. And again, what they do for our program, racing, is absolutely amazing. So big shout out to them. Are you a fan of BTR, Tommy?
Yeah, I had a friend that was in BTR.
I think it's a great program. I really do. I'm excited to hang out with them at VIR. So, yeah, big shout out to California Superbike School. They have an amazing program. My buddy Cole King, flat track legend, super hooligan legend, has a shout to called King's Performance. So anybody's got a Harley, Indian, Triumph, just any motorcycle in general, again, show him some love if you're around his area. Big shout out to all my friends out here at Turn 12. They are a corner workers. Big shout out to my man, Dave Houston, Obsession Engineering. I said it before, you guys go check out the YouTube channel. It's absolutely awesome. And yeah, man, listen, I ran out of breath. I've been running my mouth this past, but again, listen, all these people are friends that I personally know in the industry. It don't matter who you buy anything from, bisontrack.com. You're not going to go wrong from buying anything from anybody. Like I did that, don't you? But listen, Tommy, the floor is all yours. Tell everybody where they can sign up for your classic and where they can find you on social, how they could show you all the love and support and all that good stuff.
Ceparano Endurance Classic.com is the website. We got a Facebook page. You can go on there and see last year's, the year before. You can also go to my page and see all that stuff. And pretty soon it'll be out where you can sign up. I appreciate you having me on. I had fun. I had a good time. I'm shy. I don't want to be talking to everybody, on TV. We'll call it TV, right? Is this TV?
Yeah, it's TV, man. Yeah, but listen, Tommy, dude, you absolutely murdered it, man. One thing that I love too is before we started the podcast, you're like, man, I'm a little nervous, right? But I see it in your voice and I feel in your energy. But as the podcast goes, it's like all that shit goes away, and it's like you're not nervous anymore, right? So, dude, you absolutely killed it, my friend.
All right. Well, I thank you. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll see you at the track soon. Well, we're going to see you at the track soon. So
yes, you are. Absolutely, you are. So yeah, just send me over those dates that you're actually going to be at VIR, and yeah, I'll make a point. Even if it's during the week, I'll just take a day off work. I'll come down and yeah, we'll hang out the whole weekend. We'll do some live videos at the track and yeah, just have fun, cook out, and all that good stuff. So yeah, listen, the honor's on mine, Tommy. It really is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Listen, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Because, and I say this all the time, if it wasn't for you and everybody else that listens to me and comes on this podcast, I wouldn't do this, right? So it's because of you guys and girls, well, I'm successful. So again, it's always an honor, and I say it all the time. So you guys are the proper mega ones. You guys and girls are the legends, and because of you, I'm able to sit here and flap these gums all the time and have fun doing it, and giving back. So yeah, Tommy, I'm really looking forward to part two. We'll pick up where we left off. We got a shit ton still left to talk about and stories to tell. And actually, the next time you come on, man, I'd love for your son to sit down with us too if he's off work.
Okay.
Come
Yeah.
in and
Yeah. He'll be around.
father and son, and yeah, we'll get it in. I'm looking forward to it. Just hang on with me for a minute. We'll go ahead and schedule that part two. Listen, this is my Friday, people. I'm off tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's go. I can't wait. But I hope you guys' weekend is as proper mega as you are. And one thing we did not talk about, Tommy, real quick, was the MotoGP race, bro.
The past one?
This past one, right? Mark Marquez come to Ducati, and I already knew. I was like, dude, he shows up on a factory bike. It's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty much over. We're in the fourth race into it, right? So
I think Pecco's still doing good, man. Pecco's still got it. He's still doing good.
He is, right? I think that Marquez worked his way into the Pecco's mental side of his
absolutely
game. And you see him mentally struggling on the track with before, even when Marquez was on the Grassini team last year, he didn't have that stigma mental side inside his brain. Once Mark showed up and just pretty much been and this is the tell time for me when Pecco says Mark's just playing with me. I'm like, bro, he's already so deep side in your head, bro. It's retarded. Like you need to get him out of your head so you can go back to having fun and kicking his ass, right? But
absolutely,
that's part of our sport that I also love too, is how people deal with stuff, especially when you have a threatening teammate. That's a huge one, Look at Lorenzo and Rossi and throughout history. So man. Anyway, I could do this all night long, but thank you guys so much for joining in. If you missed it, like I said, it'll be out everywhere tomorrow. You guys stay tuned. Part 2 is coming up here shortly, and I will see every one of you at Road Atlanta. I can't wait. Let's fucking go, man. So, Tommy, is there anything you want to say for ending the podcast?
No, thanks for listening. Thanks for having me on.
The honor's all mine. And on that note, we'll see you guys later. All right, let me end this.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.